we go with the Superlight Combined Pro Twins race. Out in front in the Superlights seems to be Nathaniel DePros, followed by Dennis Charlotte, followed by Jacob Stroud as they move down on the back straight towards the hairpin at the far side of the course. Just trying to pick up who's in the lead of Pro Twins. Can't really tell from where I am now, so we'll catch them when they come back across the finish line.
Right, folks, we've had some feedback on the volume around the place, and we are having trouble with that. So we're now going to try and put our microphones down on the table. We've never done this before, so we're just talking amongst ourselves and watch this race. There's two races out there on the track. Fortunately, they were a split grid start, so we've got the Superlight out in the front there, and we've got the Pro Twins out there. So one of us is going to have to focus on the Pro Twins pretty much, and you can see that I think it's Jordan Burley there on the number 3 bike coming in there on towards the front straight. He's got a healthy lead there for the first lap. John, sorry, I was just off food and drink and getting some sustenance, but that is number 3. Jordan Burley goes through there in second place, 85. Liam Underwood, what a smashing weekend he had last weekend. Ben Rosendale, Sam Davidson, Nick Kane doing double duties today, and the New Zealand provisionally 250 production champion Matt Dunlop, and that's the husband of Kendall Dunlop, who got second in the sidecars. Nick Sallerwood, Michael Patchett and Alex Butson. So that is the Pro Twins class. What we used to call Formula 3, the ultra superlight class, is right off into the distance now as they went across the start-finish line. We've got someone run off there at turn 1, but they are upright in that Pro Twin rider. Okay, the last lap it was Nathaniel Diprose, Dennis Charlotte, Richard Markham Barrett, Jacob Stroud, Chris Huddleston, Scott Finlay. 6 bikes. That's quite a light field for that class there. Just trying to pull through, and as I was away, I didn't get the paperwork all sorted out. We've got plenty of people up here. We've just got our top 2 does what job. So we now got the points. There's a 51-point lead from Jordan Burley. So if he wins this race, he will be the New Zealand champion for 2018. Diprose is 38 points ahead of Dennis Charlotte. So what he needs is to win this race, and Dennis had a DNF to win the championships, but we've got 2 races tomorrow. So we just find the microphones on the bench there, Joe Rod. So we've got to do the old PC stuff and not actually talk to mumble and that sort of thing.
So Nathaniel has hurt himself. He had a crash. Riding, he's pretty much wrapped up a championship. He just needs to turn up and
no,
he hasn't bagged it yet, but he just has to ride around.
No, 38 points. So there's 75 points available. So the closer championship is indeed and the one that may fall in this race is the Pro Twins, which we can see coming down the front straight at the moment. It's already. Where is Jordan Burley?
Jordan Burley's making up into the distance.
Oh, Jordan Burley's making. So okay, so we're not going to pick the microphones up. We're going to turn our volume up. Would that help? Okay. We're just Yep, I'll turn the volume up there. So instead of picking the microphones up and going back into that thing, so please, folks, you'll have to bear with us. It's about the. It's also about the pit lane announcements have been able to be heard properly. So we're just trying to do a sound check. We've got people running backwards and forwards. Us in the commentary box, we can't tell that information. So. Yeah, Nathaniel Diprose had a crash down in the first round. Oh, here this weekend.
I believe he has crashed down here, and he's really pretty badly hurt. He's riding was going to be riding a 600 as well, but what a super sport 450 class championships he's had. Like, if anyone's battling around with Dennis Charlotte, that just shows the caliber of him. And last year when he was in the 600 class, he was just behind Damon Rees and Shane Richardson and stuff as well. So look at the lap times that they're doing as well.
In terms of the bike, this is probably his old 600 last year. He's turned it into a 450. How do they go about that?
Turn a cylinder off. They're doing them different ways. Some of them are just turning the injection and ignition off to the one cylinder. I believe it's a great way of doing it. You've still got all the good suspension. You can have an older bike and you're just turning off a cylinder. It's a great way to sort of learn. You don't need the latest model thing. And look at the lap times.
Yeah, we're not too well. We're actually a full second off. 1:35.837 by Tamarui's Lee Tidman. The fastest lap at the moment, I think, is 1:36.355. So about half a second off the lap record. And Lee had a crash in the Suzuki Series. Was it here at Taupo or was it at Manfield? I can't remember quite back that far. I've had a lot of years since then and a lot of racing. An example was the first 2 weekends of December. I had 570 bikes to commentate for at the Southern Classic Festival in Timaru, then the next weekend here at Taupo. So Lee had a crash and we'd hoped to get him back for the North Island, but I haven't heard or seen him. I've seen him along there wearing, protective gear, the bandages that the ambulance give you, or the hospital give you, so that's it. So right now we've got 5 laps to go on the track, and we're going to keep an eye on that ProTwin class.
The change there in third place, we've got Jacob Stroud scooting through.
These are the 2 Kramers, these are the German bikes, absolutely special bikes. Now there's 2 different engine sizes. That's a 690, and I think that Jacob Stroud's on the number 10 machine, and Richard Markham Barrett there on the 19 M machine. He's on about an 800 or 900cc. Bought it in bits from Germany. I said, why'd you do that? He says, cheaper. So he didn't track so much duty. We won't tell him to talk to me about it. Jordan Burley goes, not Jordan Burley, sorry. Yeah, Jordan Burley goes through there, and in the Pro Twins, massive battle, 85, 19, 85, and 19, Sam Davidson. So Jordan Burley, Liam Underwood, Sam Davidson has gone ahead of Ben Rosendale, and Nick Kane's there as well. So in terms of national points going, well, I'm going to forget that Superlight class because it's all about Jordan Burley and Nick Kane. And of course, with Jordan Burley in first in that class and Nick Kane in 4th and 5th, this will be a New Zealand Championship decider, provisionally of course. But that massive battle was coming out of turn 6. I'm quite enjoying this, not having a microphone in my hand. I'm just like being at the pub telling stories.
So Hamilton Club Round, we had Jordan along as well, and Liam turned up, Underwood, and boy, he came out of the blocks in the Winter Series, and he was riding really good. But look at the measure of Jordan. He's turned up. He wants this national championship, and he's shown them a clean pair of heels.
So as a commentator stepping up to the New Zealand Superbike Championships at the invitation of Virginia from MNZ, you've got a different role tonight. Sitting out around sort of having a beer with your teammates or your mates, you've now got a filter, and you, John, too, filter around the whole paddock and learn what's happened today like I do. No, I usually filter to where the chili bins are, but I've still got to get round and try to find, because we can't be down in the pits during the racing to find out that information. So we rely on that. Let's have a look at the 650 Pro Twin lap record as well. What's the fastest time there at the moment? It's 1:37.718 for Royd Walker Holt there, Jared.
38.3, so he's not too much off.
So in about half a second as well. What lap records? We're not near lap record place quite onto it, except for the Super Sport 600 where everyone Brittle was about 63 thousandths away from the existing one. What about later in the day? Is it cooler?
I think track conditions are suiting it. When it gets hot, it gets a little bit breezy around here. So with this nice little breeze that's coming through and a little bit of an overcast day, I think Super Sport, look, Avalon, Biddle has been right onto lap record pace, and Superbike, the class change going back to Super Stock is not that 0.2, 0.3 off. So I think we have great conditions to be doing lap records today.
So looking to the Ctas screen, and it is that battle for the minor money in the Pro Twins there, going off through turn 6 into turn 7. We're zooming in on there, and who was that in second place? Sam Davidson. So Liam Underwood, Ben Rosendale and Nick Kane having a massive ding-dong there. We're looking out onto the track, and they're going up towards turn 9 here at the Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park. Action all the way around the track for make some of those splits, but right now Dennis Charlotte a 5.575 second lead in the Superlight class, and he's got the fastest lap on the track. Nathan Diprose in second, Nathaniel Diprose on 88, Jacob Stroud on number 10, Richard Markham Barrett, and there it is. I think Chris Huddleston goes through there. Scotty Finlay from Auckland, he's running a Superlight B, which is a slightly different class as well. This is for machines that not specced up there, cheaper class to enter in, and it's filling up the fields, but he's doing an incredible ride there in 6th place out on the track. So let's go across to the Pro Twins there.
Touching on that lap record pace, we've got a 35.8 in the Superlights, and Dennis then setting the fastest lap at 36.1. So he is pretty close to lap record pace.
So the wind wouldn't affect it really here, Jared?
Not too bad. It's more when it gets hot, it gets a little bit breezy, and this place is 2 3, 4, 5 corners. If you can get your corner speed cranking around there, then yeah, you're going to go really good.
Giving it a blat.
Yeah, give it a good blat and give it the jandle. And of course down the back straight, one deep breath down into there and go in there deep.
Righty-ho, 2 laps to go. The white flag is ready to come out for the lead. Super light bike trying to pick that up on the track as we see the Ctas footage watching that massive race in. I think the Pro Twins there, that battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. The lead bike, Dennis Charlotte, comes on there. John Dyson, you've been keeping an eye on that?
Yeah, Dennis has rode really, really well. Nathaniel Dipros, a little bit under the weather. So I think he's just getting himself round, doing what he needs to do. Let Dennis go. Let Dennis take the race win and settle for 2nd place, pick up the 20 points and move on to tomorrow. Rest yourself up tonight. And like we say, today...
No, Stroud's coming after him.
It's Jacob Stroud, son of 9 times New Zealand Superbike Championship winner Andrew Stroud. So we're also going to look at here.
Back mark.
Back marker, yeah. Okay, look at the Pro Twins here. This is the New Zealand Championship decider. This will be, if there's a lap completed here in this position, a New Zealand Superbike Championship class falling today. Okay, over to the Superbikes there. Jared.
Big change there. Jacob Stroud's lined up Nathaniel Dipros and he just dived down into turn 7 down the inside. And we've got half a lap to go for this one.
So I end up with egg on my face there saying Nathaniel Dipros is just going to ride round and pick up the 20 points. Well, it looks like he's going to have a battle on for those 20 points and probably just end up with 16.
We talked about him having a crash. I'm not aware of this, but you advised me. Was that today or yesterday?
Mr. Franklin was saying that he was going to be doing the 2 classes, the 600s and this class, and I believe he went out there on an unfamiliar bike and tossed it away and he's hurt himself.
That was yesterday or today?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, that's all right. So he's had 1 sleep.
Yeah.
But another sleep tomorrow might get sharper. Here it is. Dennis Charlotte takes the win on the number 15 machine. And we're looking out for Nathaniel Dipros coming onto the front straight. It's him and Jacob Stroud, 2nd and 3rd. It's a run to the wire there. It is going to be Nathaniel Dipros on 88. Jacob Stroud goes through there on the Kramer. And there we go. Richard Markham, apparently that bike seemed to be missing there. And that is the Superlight class. The 54 goes through. Where is Jordan Burley? Eyes on Jordan Burley on the number 3 machine. And that is the leading Pro Twin machine. It is a bright yellow bike, different coloured number boards. Of course, I can't remember what the number boards are actually, but here he comes. And he will take the race win. He's going to get through 2 more corners, and by my calculations, and others here, I'll blame them as well, this is the New Zealand Superbike Champion Pro Twin for 2018. Subject, of course, to half an hour protesting time, the Park Ferme rules, and that. So that massive battle for Pro Twins out there, as I mentioned, Jordan Burley took it. Sam Davidson went through there on the number 19 bike in 2nd spot. Ben Rosendale, Nick Kane, then it was Liam Underwood. Those 4 guys were just hammering tongs all the way through, mate. They were just going. Matt Dunlop goes through there. Had motor problems down south, brake problems up at Hampton Downs. We'll have to chat with him and see how he has sorted those out. So upcoming next after the next is the 125 Grand Prix, always action there. And Chris Kane absolutely chuffed to be, I think, 0.1 off the fastest bike there. And Suzuki Gitsa Cup, the Carl Cox Motorsport Hire Sun Cup as well. So yeah, that should be, well, a New Zealand championship. We're going to go and do the interviews on that basis, but as I have to stress out, it is provisional. So you're enjoying a bit of this commentating stuff, mate?
Yeah, Nathaniel just saved me there. Actually saved my bacon. I'm singing his praises. He's going to end up in 2nd place. Got overtaken by Jacob Stroud, but luckily for me, managed to pull that 2nd place back. And yeah, looks good for him for tomorrow. Dennis, true champion is Dennis. He rides away from the front of the field. But Nathaniel Dipros is hurt. He had a little crash on the 600, we believe, yesterday. And you know, it must be a sterling job for him getting out there on the bike.
Yeah, well, he's probably still carrying injuries from that crash he had down in Ruapuna about 6 or 8 weeks ago, and his health wasn't right through last year. He had some sort of a problem that just sucked his strength out of him, and that's always difficult. We're going to look down to the podium there. Mate, you've been wanting to commentate, it's been in the back of your mind. Your wife got hold of you. Who's in charge in your household? Says, can he come up for the last Superbike race for the weekend? I says, no. Bluntly, I says, no, you need to come up at the beginning of the weekend and you can evolve your commentating. What you do, if you come up here for the last race,